must be Nitra. Thank you for sharing the live stream. I'm trying to do that myself. What's this? Host a live with others. No. Okay, well, thank you very much. Obviously, I don't know how to do this. So. Great awakenings. Good rising and great awakenings. Thanks for tuning in for a lunch presentation. It was supposed to be this rising, and it's just now happening. I'm just going to wait a minute to see if anyone else is available today. Oh, Dua. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Arit Tachia Amet El Ma'at, and we're here at Osmataji Temple of Divine Light, Healing, and Sweet Sounds with another live presentation of Divine Holy Day. According to the Kemetic Sidereal Calendar put out by the Earth Center, we're getting almost to the end, and I've been following this calendar for a few months now, making offerings for the Divine Holy Day, which is the 10th day of a 10-day strength. I don't call them weeks, but the weeks are 10 days long. And there's 2 days of rest, and then there's a day of ancestral offerings, and then today is the Divine Holy Day offerings. And one of the people that follows these transmissions suggested I start doing cosmic adorations for the Divine Holy Day. So I've been doing that. It's been going well. And today's honoree is Mesrhi. So we're going to be learning about Mesrhi in just a minute. And we're going to start with the altar. Lighting the candle. Candle representing the Aku, the divine light within that is to be awakened. And then we have incense. Thank you for the love, Mer. Got this interesting incense burner. It reminds me of a boat. You know how we have a boat for our spiritual journey. And then water. We pour the water, purified water, silently and continuously, symbolizing the one-pointed flow of the mind towards the divine. And since today's Netaru is the one that represents the liver, or the protection of the liver. Even though it's, what is it, July, I found some dandelions. So for me, dandelion makes me think of the liver because it's known for purification of the liver, and they usually come out in the springtime, and that's the best time to do a liver detox. I have one here. I've been putting it off, looking for some time. So I'm also putting this on my altar. It's a liver detox kit. Alright, so we'll start with the opening chants, and then we'll get into the teachings. Oh, let me see. A few more things I wanted to say about the calendar before I begin the presentation. So we're in the month of Heb Senseni, and then we have one more month, Mesu Ra, children of Ra, and then we have the month for Nut, where Nut is allowed to give birth to these 5 deities, Asar, Aset, Haru, Set, and Nebutet. And this is the Sirius calendar from the Dogon from Mali. We just finished observing the Nigerian observance of the Kemetic New Year 38,790. And I did presentations for each one of the days. In the Natarian tradition, it's 7 days. It's Ra and Sirius, the rising of Sirius, the heliacal rising of Sirius. So I guess I'm observing both. One is before Sirius rising, and the other one is after Sirius is visible everywhere. And another thing that's new for me this year is, so we have the observance of each one of the deities, and then on the 20th, which represents the beginning of the Kemetic New Year according to the Natarian tradition. And then after that, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, according to the Olmec Mayan calendar, these represent days out of time. And it's like a 5 to 6 day strength or week, depending on the leap year. And so the 26th, according to the dream spell calendar, is called the day out of time, which is how they, sometimes it's 2 days. So what's happening is we're learning how these indigenous calendars that had 13 months, with 1 month being 5 to 7 days long, depending on the value of the leap year. It's really interesting. So one of these days we'll go more into that. So basically, the Natarian New Year and the Olmec Mayan days out of time coincide with the heliacal rising of Sirius. That was the main point. And then I wanted to read again on this calendar. These are some of the things I've been learning, and helps me to repeat them. So this is from the cover. And then they also have an app. They have an app on the Android or Apple phones, iPhones, and it has the the calendar basically, and then you can schedule. If you pay the lifetime fee, you can program it for your calendar. I have that one on one of my other phones, but here if you click on it, it tells you what day can or what strength it is, and then you can add, you can type in your own information. So I've been enjoying it. I wonder if I know some of these words are spelled differently, so yeah, I guess there's lots of ways to spelling it. Alright, so because here's from the cover. Humanity's original calendar was recovered by Neb Naba Lamusa Morinda Debig. And also on the 21st of July, no, the 20th, the 21st of July, which is 10 days after the Natarian observance of the New Year, and it's actually the Kemetic New Year, is when we honor the death. How do you honor the death? You honor the death of Master Naba when he passed away. So that has become a death of Prophet Naba. So that's on the 22nd. Okay, it's going to take me a while to get all of this together. Okay, so that's a really powerful week. A strength. Alright, so let's see. Here we go. This calendar is based on the heliacal rising of the Sirius star. That means when Sirius rises with the sun. So right now, you won't be able to see Sirius until, it's visible over a different location every day until it's visible over everywhere. What's the name of the app? Oh, the name of the app is, I think you just type in the Earth Center, Kemetic calendar. You can just type it in on the way you find apps. Kemetic calendar. Yep. And it's, yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Okay. So the heliacal rising of Sirius. So if you go out now, you won't be able to see Sirius, but let's say in a week or two, or like right now, it's visible over Kemet and the Mayan pyramids in Olmec country. And then later on, like in August, is usually when I see Sirius rising. Sometimes it won't be visible till September. And then, of course, Sept is another name for Sirius. It has been 422 years since the last great heliacal rising. This year of 365 days is the second quarter of the Ren Pet, a real year, which is 1,461 days, as shown in the chart below. And then I read that the sun goes around Sirius 1,461 times in a Sirius year. So I'm going to make a little chart so I can understand this better. And then I wanted to remind myself about the leap year. Then here they have a list of the Kemetic holy days. I may start following those the upcoming year. I took a break from following the holidays of the Egyptian calendars because there's so many versions and so many different dates for the events. And it was so many holy days that I was not able to keep up. So this is working out really good. But the Kemetic holy days, it's only like not too many. I might be able to keep up. But this is the part I wanted to read about understanding the calendar. The Kemetic year, the number of years since the last great heliacal rising of the Sirius star. This great cycle is divided into 1,460 smaller seasonal cycles. Our ancestors were well aware of the fact that after 4 seasonal years of 365 days, Sirius rises on the 2nd day of the year, after 8 years on the 3rd day of the year, and after 12 years on the 4th day, and so on. The intervals are compensated for by adding 1 day to every 4 years of 365 days. So the seasonal year is made of 12 months of 30 days, plus a 13th month of 5 days, which becomes 6 days every 4 years. And the system will be self-repetitive after a new heliacal rising. After 1,460 seasonal years, an additional year is added for astronomical observance. It absorbs all surpluses. During this period, all necessary adjustments will be made to find the exact moment for a new start. A new first of Tehuti of year 1 will thus start independently at an astronomically perfect moment. I really like that phrase, astronomically perfect moment. And one of these days I will know more about what that means. So I thank you for being on this journey with me to know more about Sirius and these calendars. Okay. All right. So let's have the opening prayers. And the first two come from the Chateau Netter Daily Songbook and Devotional Manual, Worship Manual. And this chant, Anpu, Opener of the Ways, is part of the daily worship. And it doesn't say where it comes from exactly, but this melody came through and it's just perfect. Oh, Anpu, opener of the ways. Oh, Anpu, opener of the ways. Remove obstacles to my success in my spiritual practice. Oh, Anpu, opener of the ways. Oh, Anpu, opener of the ways. Lead souls through the narrow pathways to know the difference between real and unreal. Oh, Anpu, opener of the ways. Oh, Anpu, opener of the ways. Mesh between heaven and hell. Face black as night, golden as the day. Equally watchful by night as by day. Oh, Anpu, opener of the ways. Oh, Anpu, opener of the ways. May Anpu make my ties firm, so that I may stand upon them. Oh, Anpu, opener of the ways. Oh, Anpu, opener of the ways. I wash myself in the waters where Anpu washed himself. where he was the officer of embalmer and bandager. Oh, Aunt Boo, open the ways. Oh, Aunt Boo, open the ways. My lips are the lips of Aunt Boo. 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 A tap. Right. Now we're going to have the Four Great Truths. I'm going to read the translation first. Thanks for the love. Mer. Let's see how to do this. Mer. Or better yet, Mer. This is represents the heart. One of these little objects I got. The ab. I'm going to read the translation first, and then after the offering, I will read the commentary. Again, this is from Principles of Chateau Netter. Yeah. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. It's not a good thing to do. Number 1, the Netter, the Supreme Being, is one and alone and is never manifesting everywhere and in all things in the form of gods and goddesses. Number 2, lack of righteousness brings fetters to the personality, and these fetters lead to ignorance of the divine. Number 3, devotion to the divine leads to freedom from the fetters of Set. Number 4, the practice of the steady disciplines leads to knowing oneself as a divine. This is called being true of speech. On the odds we sell, you said, say come in. Say wash you, say not food inside you said. Adishadi rekabim makeru. Panataru and the bajedim nataru. On the odds we sell, you said, say come in. Say wash you, say not food inside you said. Adishadi rekabim makeru. Panataru and the bajedim nataru. On the odds we sell, you said, say come in. Say wash you, say not food inside you said. Adishadi rekabim makeru. Panataru and the bajedim nataru. On the odds we sell, you said, say come in. Say wash you, say not food inside you said. Adishadi rekabim makeru. Good job. Right. Now for the commentary by Dr. Ashby, say by Ma. Oh. Number 1. Nebuchadnezzar means all-encompassing divinity, the all-inclusive, all-embracing spirit which pervades all, and who is the ultimate essence of all. This first truth unifies all the expressions of Kemetan religion. Number 2. When a human being acts in ways that contradict the natural order of nature, when a human being acts in ways that contradict the natural order of nature, negative qualities of the mind will develop within that person's personality. These are the afflictions of Set. Set is the nettadu of egoism and selfishness. The afflictions of Set include anger, hatred, greed, lust, jealousy, envy, gluttony, dishonesty, hypocrisy, etc., etc. So to be free from the fetters of Set, one must be free from the afflictions of Set. Thank goodness for number 3. Devotion to the divine leads to freedom from the fetters of Set. To be liberated, not food, freedom to breathe. From the afflictions of Set, one must be devoted to the divine. Being devoted to the divine means living by Ma'at. Ma'at is a way of life that is purifying to the heart and beneficial for society as it promotes virtue and order. Living by Ma'at means practicing Shedi, the spiritual practices and disciplines. Uwashu means devotion, and the classic pose of adoring the divine is called Dua. Dua. Standing or sitting with upraised hands facing outward towards the image of the divinity. We can also say Uja or Hatep. Number 4. Doing Shedi means to study profoundly, to penetrate the mystery, Shachaut, and discover the nature of the divine. There have been several practices designed by the sages of ancient Kemet to facilitate this process of self-knowledge. These are the religious Shachaut traditions and the Sema, the Smaitawi yogic disciplines related to them that augment the spiritual practices. All traditions relate the teachings of the sages by means of myths related to particular gods or goddesses. It is understood that all of these Netzaru are related like brothers and sisters, having all emanated from the same source, the same supremely divine parent, who is neither male nor female, but encompasses the totality of the two. And a few comments. Fetters are lower vibrational qualities or characteristics or habits. In addition to the ones mentioned, it can mean timidity, silence, victimized, traumatized, low self-esteem, and to be liberated. Our consciousness is symbolized by a mouth, and when we're fettered, we have bandages covering the mouth, and so liberating means to remove the bandages and to be able to breathe again. And when Dr. Ashby says religious traditions, we mean spiritual traditions. Religion simply means to repeat or to be yoked by a tradition or a spiritual practice or deity or whatever you want to fill that blank in with. Right? And the third opening chant is one that is offered before reading sacred tags, reading from the Perde Meru, and it's for Nebuchadnezzar. Excuse me, I have some beverage. Nebuchadnezzar, the all-encompassing divinity, just mentioned. Kepler, the creator of the gods and goddesses. Nebuchadnezzar came forth in the form of Kepler to create creation, and then came forth in the form of Asar in a human form and represents the universal soul. huge multi I don't know what that says. Muito bom. It's got to be Portuguese or Brazilian. Muito bom. I don't know what else it could be. All right, welcome those of you joining us on YouTube. If you could let me know how the audio is today. Sometimes it sounds like a robot, I've been told. It sounds fine from my end. Welcome to today's presentation of Cosmic Adorations for the Divine Holy Day according to the Sirius Kemetic Sidereal Calendar of the Dogon tradition in Mali, published by the Earth Center. Today we're honoring the god Mesrhi. I've seen it spelled many different ways, and if you'd like to join the presentation, I'm going to type it in here. Go to tachia.com/Mesthi, MESTHI dash divine dash holy dash day. See, Mesrhi, divine holy day. And you will have access to my notes and some artwork. And I will, add to these web pages as the program develops. So let's go to the beginning. And I will see if I can share it here. Now I can see better. Mutriba. I thought it said muito bom. Okay. Let's see, screen share. Mesrhi, divine holy day. Alrighty. So we're just gonna do some studying about Mesrhi. I did not really find any information on Mesrhi other than the fact that he is one of the 4 sons of Heru, and he is the god or the guardian of the liver. So I'm sure that throughout the year that the other brothers are honored. So today we're just going to honor all of them. Basically, just a little bit extra for Mesrhi. Mesrhi, also known as Mesrhi, M-E-S-T-I, Amset, A-M-S-E-T, Amseti, A-M-S-E-T-Y, Imset, I-M-S-E-T, and Imseti, I-M-S-E-T-Y, the god of the embalmed liver, one of the 4 sons of Heru. So each one of the sons is represented in what's called a canopic jar, and when someone was buried in the burial tombs or temples, they were buried with these 4 canopic jars, and each jar contained one of the organs of the deity. Then later on in time, they no longer separated the organs, but they still had these jars, and by that time they weren't even jars, they just looked like jars. So I've got some reading from a few websites here, and this one is from DBpedia. In Egyptian mythology, Imset is a funerary deity and one of the 4 sons of Heru. He is associated with the canopic jars, specifically the one that contains the liver. Because the Egyptians saw the liver as the seat of human emotion, the depiction of Imset was, unlike his brothers, not associated with any animal, but was always depicted as a mummified human. Aset was considered his protector, and Imset himself was recognized as the patron of the direction of the south. Imset was also associated with a broken heart or death due to excess of emotions, thus his name being translated as the kindly one in ancient Egyptian. So I wanted to comment on, how we were talking about the fetters of Set earlier. Good rising, great awakenings. Thanks for tuning in. The fetters of Set are lower frequencies, emotions, feelings, thoughts, Ariyu from the past, and it all is processed through the liver. So you have to do frequent liver detoxes, at least once a year. But you know, just doing detoxes, liver detox, any type of detox, but specifically liver detox at least once a year. And another thing about emotions that are not expressed, you know, like toxic vibrations or frequencies that we are carrying in our aura and our energy field, eventually will lead to physical ailments. For example, breast cancer in women is emotions and heartaches that wasn't healed. Or lung ailments, that's grief, you know, the lung points. If you study Chinese medicine or like chemitones or acutonics, you'll learn that every organ has a meridian. It's a flow of energy. And if there's a block in the flow of energy, then you will experience illness. So I feel that paying attention to these deities for these organs is very important. And I haven't been really paying attention to that very much. But that's what this series is all about. So here's some more images of the four brothers. We have, see if I know them by heart now. The first one to the left is the human head. That's Mesrhi. Then the one that looks like Anpu is Happy. Then the one with the baboon head is Duamutef. And the one with the hawk is Kebasinuf. Let me see if I got them right. Where do I even have this information on here? Okay, I guess I'm going to have to go to one of the references because I don't think these are in the same order. Okay, let's see here. Okay. Alright, so let's see. Kebasinuf is the hawk. And let's see. Oh, Happy. Oh, I didn't have him right. Happy is the baboon. Duamutef is the Anpu, the jackal head, and Mesrhi is the human. So I only knew the human. So Happy is the baboon. I thought it was Anpu, but that's because that's the one for Nebuchadnezzar. Okay. Duamutef is the one for the Anpu. Ooh, I'm gonna have to remember this one. Okay. Great. Let's see, where are we here? Let's go back to our program. Okay, so we have the more artwork here with the hieroglyphs. See if I can learn them from the hieroglyphs. So Happy. Okay, Happy has the hand. Mesrhi. I guess I see the A. I don't know. Oh, the M. Okay, I see the M. Okay. Duamutef has 2 stars. And Kebasinuf has the lung. Lysema. Why would that be the lung? Oh, yeah, the lung. Okay. See, I'm learning right here. Okay. And we have some more readings. Mesrhi, Duamutef, Kebasinuf are first mentioned in the pyramid texts, the earliest ancient Kemetic funerary texts in the Late Kingdom, 24th and 23rd centuries BC. In numerous sources, such as Spell 541 of the pyramid text, they stated to be the children of Heru, one of the major deities of the Kemetic pantheon. Sometimes they are instead called the children of the god Atum, the god Geb, or goddess Nut. A passage in the coffin text says that they are the offspring of Aset and Heru, the elder. In pyramid texts, the sons of Heru are said to assist the deceased king in the afterlife. In Spell 688, they make firm a ladder for the king to ascend into the sky, while in Spell 338, they protect him from hunger and thirst. Egyptologists often treat the protection of the deceased as their primary role. These are Egyptologists, though Martin Ravens argues that the 4 sons originated as celestial deities, given that the pyramid texts frequently connect them with the sky and that Heru himself was a sky deity. I've often heard them referred to as the guardians of the four corners of the earth. Hold on a second. So the four corners of the earth, that gives you a whole nother perspective. And the name Duamutef means he who praises his mother, while Kebasanuf means he who purifies his brother by means of libation. Happy's name means he of haste, and Imseti, he of the dill. Another Egyptologist believes Imseti originates as a personification of this herb. Imseti's name also resembles the Egyptian word for liver, imgest, which may be the reason why he became specifically linked with the liver. I don't really follow Egyptologists, but they always have something interesting to say. The name Imseti incorporates the grammatical dual ending -ty or wy, and the name of Happy may have originally done so as well, incorporating a w that was later lost. For this reason, the Egyptologist John Taylor argues that these two sons were originally two male and two female pairs of deities. That's from Wikipedia. Then we have the famous illustration of Asar looking at there's a lotus flower with the four sons of Heru on top of them, of the flower. And this was really interesting information here. I think I should get to the music soon. Okay, yeah, we have these two more references, and then we'll have some music. Oh, sorry, I have this one here. Okay. So this article is from Australian Museum blog. I don't know, Australian Museum. The Egyptian past, who guarded the intestines? Of course, the answer is Kebasanuf. And we're going to go down a little bit here. The boys, Amset, Duamutef, and Hapi, and Kebasanuf, were born from a lotus flower and were considered solar gods associated with creation. They were also given an overtime job as the protectors of the four cardinal directions, north, south, east, and west. Most commonly, however, they are remembered as the protectors of the entrails in tombs. Kebasanuf, typically depicted as falcon-like creature, was responsible for the west direction and for guarding the intestines. In turn, he was protected by the goddess Serket. At the beginning, the four brothers were rather discreet. The old kingdom's canopic jars, carved in stone or wood with plain lids, were placed in a chest and buried with the dead. Later, the lids depicted human heads, possibly representing the deceased person, and subsequently Anpu, the god of the dead, and embalming. In the late 18th dynasty, 1570 to 1293 BC, the four sons became visible. Their heads appeared on the lids, and the jars were placed in prominent position. Good rising, user 1793. I don't know your number, but Great Awakenings. This is Cosmic Adorations for Divine Holy Days in honor of Mesrhi, one of the four sons of Heru. And right now we're reading about the four sons from Australian Museum blog. Since the third intermediate period, jars were evolved into dummies, not hollowed out but carved in the distinct forms of the four sons. I talked about this earlier. It's probable that refined embalming methods allowed the viscera to remain in the body, and jars assumed purely symbolic function in the tombs. A large number of the jars were produced in the later period, and many are kept in museums around the world. The three other sons. Hapi is the baboon-headed god representing the north, guardian of the lungs. He's also the god of the river Nile and was protected by the goddess Nebethet. Duamutef is the jackal-headed god representing the east, guardian of the stomach or the spleen, protected by Nebethet. Goddess Net. I'm trying to combine Anpu and Nebethet. Duamutef looks like Anpu, stomach, Net. Oh, I think I made a mistake in it up there. Imseti or Amseti, the human-headed god representing the south, guardian of the liver, protected by the goddess Aset. Huh. I've seen different directions. It's very interesting. Yes, I've seen different directions. So I'm going to stick with the ones I have for now, but I see there's more research. Alrighty, and one more interesting tidbit, or another resource. This is osirisnet.net. And osirisnet.net, the tombs of ancient Kemet. So this has a lot more information. I don't think I'm going to read much from here. Yeah, I'm just going to leave that as a reference because it's a lot of reading. Alright, so how about some more music? Whoa, something's missing. Oh, there it is. So I have my notes and some of these quotes at tachia.com/Mesrhi-divine-holy-day. Alright, so this is from youregypttours.net, and it's a translation from the Purdom Haru. The organs were placed in limestone jars with each lid shaped like the head of one of the suns. Once wrapped, the internal organs were placed in the jars, and a fluid, probably dissolved natron, called the liquid of the children of Haru, was poured over the organs. So I'm just going to... I have a beautiful harp. Let me check in with YouTube. That was purchased outside of the Temple of Haru in Kemet. So I'm just going to offer this melody. Thanks for tuning in. Osiris, O-S-I, what is it? Where did it go? This page kind of disappeared. Here we go. This one, I'm sorry, this one is youregypttours.net, but the other one is osirisnet.net. If you go to my web page, tachia.com/Mesrhi-divine-holy-day, you'll get the information. Thank you for being here and for sharing the hearts and the loves. Oh, we're almost up to 1,000 likes. Just a few more to go. Okay, so I'm going to go back here. So this is from youregypttours.net. See if we can get another tone. I am Mesrhi, thy son Asar. I come so that I may protect thee. I cause thy house to the 4 sons of Haru. We're supposed to protect the internal organs of the deceased. These amulets were sewn on the mummy as additional protection. prosper to be formed by the command of Ptah, by the command of Ra himself. Happy says, I am happy thy son Asar. I come so that I may protect thee. I bandage for thee thy head and thy limbs, killing for thee thy enemies under thee. I give to thee thy head forever. Dua Mutef says, I am thy son, Heru, loving thee. I come to avenge my father, Asar. I do not permit his destruction to thee. I place it under thy feet forever and ever. Kebesanuf says, I am thy son Asar. I have come that I may protect thee. I gather together thy bones. I collect thy limbs. I bring thee thy heart. I place it upon its seat in thy body. I cause thy house to prosper. Dua Mesu Heru. Wow, that came from way deep. Dua Heru, Dua Mesu Heru. Yes, a tap. Well, that one's definitely going into the studio. I really felt that one. Yeah, came from way deep. All right. All right, now we're going to have a additional opening of the way. And I'm going to stand up for this one. I learned this from a priestess from the temple of Akeru, the divine living waters, and also from priestess Kajara Nebenhet at the temple of Sekhmet, Raseki Arts Temple. And I was gifted this Ankh outside of the temple of Asar at Abdu in Abydos. And I was instructed to offer the directions in the way I'm going to offer them to you now. Sometimes they're offered in order from east, south, west, north. However, I've learned that since we're opening up the way, that we want to go in the direction of the opening, which is counterclockwise, which is the way I just did: east, north, west, south. And then some people go east, south, west, north. So for this one, though, I go west, east, north, south, because we were instructed to focus on the west or the north, because we don't want to have to reincarnate. So if you want to, you can stand with me. The reason I'm doing this offering is because it has the four sons of Heru, and it also has the four goddesses that protect the four sons, and then it has above and below, and then above and below, then it has Shu and Tefnut, and then it has the gods that we've named and the ones that we aren't naming. So it's more than 4 directions. Move the chair out of the way momentarily. And this is one of the things that I need to add to the Smajishi Temple webpage. So I'll have to get around to that soon. Oh. Okay. I make some adjustments here so you can see. All right. So I usually start with some ankhs, and I do the ankhs counterclockwise the first time to open things, and then clockwise when it's time to seal things. Seal up the work that we did of opening the way when we're done opening. I'm trying to get this. Sorry. Okay. All right. So I'm going to start with my back facing the west. I'm going to start facing the west. Usually I start facing the altar, so I'll start facing the altar. Okay. And now I'm start facing the west. And it's Rak, I said, Anuk, I said, and the Rak, I'm said, Anuk, I'm said, do it in turn. And it's Rak, Nebuchadnezzar, Anuk, Nebuchadnezzar, and it's Rak, happy, Anuk, happy, do it in turn. And it's Rak, nit, Anuk, nit, and it's Rak, and it's Rak, Lumatep, Anuk, Lumatep, do it in turn. And Tadak, Selket, Anuk, Selket, and Tadak, Kebisnuk, Anuk, Kebisnuk, do it in turn. Okay, yeah, there's the altar, okay. And Tadak, Tefnud, Anuk, Tefnud. And Tadak, Shu, Anuk, Shu. And Tadak, Pout Netzaru, Anuk, Pout Netzaru, and Tadak, Nebu Netzaru, Anuk, Nebu Netzaru. Do I enter? I just remembered I forgot Newt. Nasrak Newt, Anuk Newt, Nasrak Nu, Anuk Nu, do I enter? Nasrak Tort, Anuk Tort, Nasrak Gib, Anuk Gib, do I enter? Okay. That's it. So that's another way of opening the way. There's a formal way for the Temple of Chital Neter. For these broadcasts, I start with Anpu. And then when I'm doing other spiritual work, I do the one that I just shared with you. And that one features the 4 sons of Heru. Let's see what else have we got here. Alright, so just in case we still didn't have it together, the 4 brothers are Mesrhi, Duamutev, Hapi, Kebisanuf. Mesrhi, liver, west, Aset. This is the one at this temple. Hapi, lungs, east, Nebuchadnezzar. Duamutev, spleen or stomach, north, Nit. And Kebisanuf, intestine, south, Selket. So I just saw that there's other variations. So I'm going to have to look into that some more. Alright. So let's have an offering. Alright, so this one is called Om Mesrhi Heteru. Om Mesrhi Heru, to the children of Heru, the 4 sons of Heru. And then I'm going to chant their names. Om Mesrhi Heru. Mesrhi. Om Mesrhi. Om Mesrhi. Om I'm sad. Om happy. Om Kabesanu. Om Duamute. Om I'm sad. Om happy. Om Duamute. Om Kabesanu. Om Mesrhi. Om Mesrhi. Om Mesrhi. Om Mesrhi. Om I'm sad. Om happy. Om Duamute. Om Kabesanu. Om I'm sad. Om happy. Om Kabesanu. Om Duamute. Om Mesrhi. Om Mesrhi. Om Mesrhi. Om Mesrhi. Om Mesrhi. Om Mesrhi. Dua Mesrhi. Acha. So one thing about reading from the Pert Meru is people think it's the Book of the Dead, and it has prayers that are to be read when someone is dying or when they're dead, after they're dead, at their funerals or at their memorials. However, that is only part of the truth. The Pert Meru is to be read by all of us while we're still alive, because they are spells. I don't know if you heard that reading earlier. They call them spells. Spells, incantations, prayers, intentions, affirmations, meditations. But they're to be said while our bodies are still alive, because when our bodies are alive, usually our divinity is numbed out, is asleep, is brainwashed. We're unaware of our divinity. We're ignorant of who we truly are. Or sometimes maybe you get afflicted with spiritual amnesia like Hector do, and you forget who you truly are. And so these spells are to be read by us while we're alive to help us stay awake. I know that woke is a very popular phrase these days, but they're missing it. They're missing the point. And long after that phrase is no longer popular, we're still going to be in the process of waking up every day, because the system is designed to keep us asleep. And so we have to go through these practices. It's advised to go through these practices, the Shetty disciplines, like was mentioned earlier, or the stages of practice by Goddess Aset, listening to the teachings, studying the teachings, reflecting on the teachings, meditating on the teachings, or the four practice pillars of the practice, devotion to the divine, meditation, study, and right action. I think I'm missing one. Devotion to the divine, meditation, right action. It's got to be study. I'm missing one. Anyway, okay, so let's have some readings from Dr. Ashby's book. Dr. Ashby's studies. Again, I didn't find a whole lot. which I was surprised. Not even in the Purdom Haru, I did not find a lot. So I'm going to have to do some more research. So that was the Purdom Haru by Dr. Ashby, page 219. So we can get that on the screen share. Dua for sharing the love, sending love, and for being here. Your presence is a gift to me. Alright, so what did we say? Page 80. Oh, okay. Okay, let's start with page 181 to 182, chapter 4, verses 19 through 22. 181. Okay. All right, so this is chapter 4, page 181, verses 19 through 22. And again, if you're just tuning in, this is a presentation of Cosmic Adorations for Divine Holy Day in honor of Mesrhi, following the calendar put out by the Earth Center. This is the second decan for Heb Sensini, where we are instructed to honor Mesrhi. So we've had some readings from different sources online. We've had some music, and now we're at the heart of the studies, studying with Dr. Ashby. It is the right eye of Ra in its state of rampage after it was sent by him. Behold, Jehuti raises the hair as he brings to him the eye full of life, vitality, and health, without any deficiency or impurity to the Lord. Another way to understand this is the eye being sick, since it was in the face crying, was raised up by Jehuti. As concerns spit, I spit. It is my seeing Ra born as yesterday. As concerns the hinder parts of goddess Mehert, she is his vitality, and she is my vitality also, binding, strengthening, and surrounding me. Who is this person that is being spoken about? Wait a minute, this can't be right. Oh, it was not verse 19, verse 20. Okay, well, I already started. It is the primeval waters of heaven. Another way to understand this, it is the image of the eye of Ra on that morning as of his birth, which is every day. As to Mehert, she is the divine eye of Ra, who is on his face. As to Asar, your name, who is Makaru, is that person, one great among the gods and goddesses who are within the following of Heru. The speech about Asar, you put it into your name, I read, is that person is beloved by the Lord. Who are these persons that are speaking about Asar? Arit. Verse 21, this is where I was supposed to start. They are Mesrhi, happy, Duomatep, and Kebisanuk. Homage to you, lords of Ma'at, divine beings behind Asar, givers of purity, the cutting away of wrongdoing, to those who are within the following of Hetep, Sek, us. Grant ye to me that I may come into your presence. Destroy all wrongs for me, just as you did for those 7 Akus in the following of their Lord Sipa. Lord Anpu made a place for them on the day when they came to thee. Who are these persons that are speaking about Asar? Enter your name, Arit. As to these all, Ma'at and Jehuti, they are with Isdeshba, Lord Amentet. As to the divine beings behind Asar, they are again Mesrhi or Imseti, Hapi, Duomatep, and Kebisanuk. They are behind the Kapesh in the northern heavens. Remember, the Kapesh is the constellation of the leg of the bull, or the Big Dipper, and it's one of the never-setting stars, and it's a device that's used to open the consciousness of the initiate. In the northern heavens, as for the givers of cutting away of unrighteousness within the followers of goddess Hetepsekas, it is the god Sebek who is within the primeval waters. Let's see. I don't know if there's anything else there. Yeah, that's pretty much what we have for the readings from Seba Ma from the Book of the Dead. Let's see, what do they got here? Oh, here's something about the Big Dipper. Common name applied to a conspicuous constellation in the northern celestial hemisphere near the North Pole. It was known to the ancient Greeks as the bear. And the bear, I said the leg of the bull, it's also known as the Great Bear. And the wagon, and to the Romans as Ursa Major, the Great Bear. And Septentrionis, the 7 plowing oxen. The 7 brightest stars of the constellation form the easily identifiable outline of a giant dipper. To the Hindus, it represents the 7 rishis, or holy ancient sages. The Big Dipper. Okay. All right. Great Awakenings, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being present with me today. All right. Now we're going to go to the other reading, which isn't really a reading, it's just a illustration. It's 215. Nope, not 215. Let's see, what page? 219. Okay. 219. Alright, so this is from chapter 15, which is a chapter for words for not having one's heart repudiate one in the netherworld. That means when you're in the netherworld after your body's dead, your heart is being weighed against the feather of Ma'at. It does not, it does not throw you under the bus, basically. You don't want your desires to come out while you're there standing before the scales of Ma'at, and you're saying your heart is pure, and you know they're weighted against the feather. You don't want your desires to be like, man, I wish I had one more serving of those barbecued cauliflowers from Mashani's, and then bam, you get sent to an eternity with cauliflower as a joke. All right, anyway, the illustration here is plate 37, the vignette for chapter 15 of Ankh. The initiate propitiates to the heart while adoring the 4 sons of Heru. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and read this, even though it's not about the netters, and then we'll have one more song. Or 2 more songs. Heart mine of mother mine, heart mine of mother mine. My heart, which leads my existence, my director on earth in the capacity of witness, concerning me in the great judgment, in the presence of the Lord of the trial. Do not say anything concerning me. See, this person has done wrong concerning truth and righteousness. I declare, as I have done on earth, may it be done to me in the presence of the great God, who is the Lord of Amenta. Homage to thee, heart mine, leader mine, homage to thee, my inner organs and heart. Homage to you, gods and goddesses, who oversee the balance, august by your powers and your words of goodness to Ra, the divine self. May you cause prosperity for me before Neheb Kau. Behold thee him, joined be the earth. joined he the earth, in the most part great, having been buried upon the earth, but not dead in Aminta, but as a glorious being within it. Dua Mesrhi. Wonderful. Alrighty then. Done all that. Now we're going to have a chant just for Aset. Uh-oh. Speech of Aset. More divine protection for those listening live and the replay, and even those who don't even know that I exist. Prayers for protection, prayers of gratitude, acts of devotion. We're studying, reflecting, and meditating. For the translation, and this is a translation prepared by Seba Ma, Dr. Wada Ashby, and I believe it's from Purdy Maru Translations Volume 1. It's not on here for some reason. These words are spoken by Goddess Aset. I come to you in a role as your protector. I blow from me to you the liberating and rejuvenating air from the north with fullness of consciousness which cleanses your nose to the nostrils for your body. The air comes in the form of the god Temu, who is in the north, who is the spirit essence of Ra, the source and sustenance of all life and the successful completion of the spiritual journey. I have collected the pieces of your throat for you so that you can breathe and live. Remember, breathe means to be is freedom. Freedom from the fetters of Set. Freedom to breathe. I pieced your throat back together, cleared obstructions to the air from Temu, that conveys the vital life force. So now you have the capacity to experience unobstructed vitality. Now you do not have internal obstructions to existing as a conscious living being. I have given to you the capacity to exist in the form of a God, and in your presence I present to you your enemies, which have fallen under your feet. So now you do not have external obstructions to existing in your divine form. By doing these things, I, the goddess of intuition of wisdom, the embodiment of wisdom, have caused for you to have a divine state in heaven, over which you have power and dominion, and all the gods and goddesses behold you. Dua Aset Attack. Alright, so we're going to close out with another, just a chant. This one is for Aset and Amset. And Amset has lots of ways to pronounce his name. Let's see. Dua Amset, 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 Dua Amset. Dua Amset, 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 Nukpu 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 Amset. Dua Amset, Dua Aset. Amset is the god and the guardian of the liver, and Aset is the goddess that protects Amset, and Aset is the goddess of intuition and the mother of divine wisdom, and she is the mother of Heru, because that makes her the grandmother of Amset, Hapi, Kepisineth, and Duamatep. So today's presentation of Cosmic Adorations from Asmataji Temple, Divine Light Healing and Sweet Sound, is from the celebration of the Divine Holy Day of the second Decan, the second strength, for the god Mesrhi. It's pronounced Mesrhi, Mesrhi, Meshti, Amset, Imset, Amseti, Imseti, and Messi. I've seen it written many ways. And so we're here at the Divine Holy Day, the second Divine Holy Day of the month Heb Seseni. This is the 19th day of Heb Seseni, and tomorrow's a day of rest. And when you're making your offerings for the Divine Holy Days and the Ancestral Holy Days, you're supposed to do a ablution, a cleaning of the body. You know, you make the offering, but then when you're cleaning your body as well, you have an offering where you're pouring the water, and then there's an offering where you're cleansing your body. And I learned this technique from the Earth Center, and I keep saying I'm going to make the one for Asmataji Temple available soon. I am working on a songbook which is like a devotional manual book. So hopefully all that information will be in there. This is the year 422, the second quarter since the last great year. Humanity's original calendar recovered by Master Neb Naba Lamusa Morodinabig. This calendar is based on the heliacal rising of the Sirius star. It has been 420 years since the last great heliacal rising. This year of 365 days is the second quarter of the Renpet, the real year, 1,461 days, as shown in the chart below. And I believe that the sun goes around Sirius 1,461 times, and that's called a Sirius year. The 1,461 days is 4 times 365, and so 4 of those make up the whole thing around Sirius, I think. All right, and so the next Divine Holy Day will be for the cosmic forces of Renut and East, and I have a feeling that might be Renanet and Aset, but I'm going to have to do some more research. And so we have a calendar for presentations and offerings from Asmataji Temple, and we're following this calendar, which is Sirius and galactic and solar and sidereal. So when we have celestial bodies moving through the sacred hoop, which is Sirius to me, constellations of Gemini, the Great Dog, Sirius, and Orion, representing Jehuti, Aset, Anpu, and Asar. So we have cosmic adorations for the sacred hoop. And the next one of those is scheduled for August 11th for the moon. And then we have when we have celestial beings in the constellation of Ophiuchus, representing the life of Imhotep. We have an Imhotep transit where we have a discussion on different wellness topics. And we have the Divine Holy Days, which we're doing right now. And then at the center of this, looks like an amplification system. It's a cosmic amplifier of this frequency, this Sirius galactic culture frequency of Kemet, Tameri, Chi Amaru, Olmec, Kemet, all the pyramid Sirius cultures. That's what this is amplifying. So on these points, we have the spiral dance medicine wheel, which is the equinox, solstice, and the mid-seasons. And then we also have retrogrades and eclipses. And those will be cosmic chimes and chanting presentations. Yeah. Okay. And so the next, I don't have the dates for July Good Rising TV. However, I do know that the sun moved into sidereal Cancer on the 21st, and I just was so involved with Sirius Rising that I haven't done it yet. So I'm aiming to do that Cosmic Chimes and Chanting session tonight. And then the next Ophiuchus transit is July 28th, so that'll be in a few days. And I believe it's a full moon, and it's a blue full moon. So we're going to talk about that. All right, so that is the program for today. Do it for tuning in. Looks like someone just tuned in. Little Bright One. You'll be able to watch the replay from the beginning here on Instagram, or you could go to YouTube. And you can also go to tachia.com/Mesthi, MESTHI-divine-holy-day, where you'll access this recording. You can also find it at the Tachia Ahmet Music channel. And Shasheta willing, I will post clips from the past few broadcasts. Past few transmissions. There's a list of words that I am ceasing to use because of the way that they're used in the English language. It's not something that I want to participate in. So I'm working on my language. All right, thank you so much. All right, we made it to 1,000. Great. Thank you for the love, and I will be back soon. I keep threatening to just come on casually and have a casual live session where people can come and have dialogue, and that is coming soon. This whole Sirius rising, it's one thing to like observe Sirius and to have these offerings. However, Sirius is also known as the scorching star, and she was rising with the sun and Mercury and the moon, and it was super intense. It was like burning through my life, like letting go of things. Well, things were being taken from me, and I have to let go of fear. I have to let go of fear. So there's a lot going on spiritually, not just celestially. So if you want to let me know what's been going on with you, just send me a message. All right, Dua Hatep. Until next time, from Asmaji Temple, Hatep. Thank you, YouTube. I hope the audio is good. I'm going to check it out. Thank you. If you're just tuning in, Nitra, you'll be able to watch the replay on YouTube or Instagram. Thank you. And I'm going to come back on soon so we can go live together. Thank you. Hatep.